let's think of this again, just really activating through those midlines, through the legs, up through the center, lateral raising, hugging through the legs, breathing and moving. You can also bring the arms a little bit forward, but essentially, usually with the lateral raise, you're pulling up through resistance, you're pushing down through resistance. It's like a T shape for the arms, isn't it? Yeah. Inhaling, exhaling. Okay, fab. All right. So now we're going to go into classical arm press back. Separate those feet so you come into your hip wide or your shoulder wide position. And as you come down into knee bend, so maybe if you are sitting deep into an imaginary chair, that chest comes forward, but as it comes forward, it doesn't collapse, you're not rounding. So you're keeping this lovely length from the pubis to the navel to the collarbones. Okay, so we're gonna come into the arm press back. And then as you glide to stand, exhale, 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 and create a circle action. Back in, inhale, exhale, squeeze, lift, and circle. Arm press back and lift, circle, and sit, arm press back. Again, if you want to do a big circle, big arm circle here, that would be fabulous. It's all about your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Remember to try and keep that lovely sort of alignment, so that long back neck. So likelihood as you come into that knee bend position, just kind of gazing to the floor. It's kind of like swimming through the air, isn't it? Nice, okay, stay in the position. So just check in, do you need to bring those legs together so you get this firm action of squeezing again through the inner thighs, up through the inner soles of the feet? Or do you want to have that wider position? You can even have your feet turned out a little bit, yeah? Let's come into the optimum position for you. Lengthen the back neck again. And you're going to float the arms forward and see if you can even bring them so that around the ears, in line, and then press back. Draw the arms forward as best you can. Perhaps you can get that arm to come all the way beside your ear, yeah, both arms, or this can be single arm, and then press all the way back. Really pressing weight evenly through the feet. So try not to lift the toes, try not to just come into the heels or press those knees and shoot the knees really forward over the toes. So think about your balanced alignment and put strength between the legs. Really hugging those glutes. And then restand. So after maybe 10 or 15 reps, restand. And then curl the elbows, bring the weights towards the chest. And tricep extension again. So we're just going to curl and press. Stand nice and tall. Lengthen through. I'd like you to take a little pause moment here so you really do feel the triceps start to respond and also access that deeper space coming across the front of the chest. What's important is that you don't push your chin or head forward and you don't thrust your pelvis. It's kind of quite narrow on the arm shape, if you know what I mean. But if you want to move wider, explore that. Explore that in your body. How does that feel? Because it's quite good to come to practice in a state of fresh beginner's mind and inquiry. Okay, next time you take that pause and you draw those arms back, just create some little circles behind you. 3, 4, and 5. Standing firm through all 4 corners of the feet, shoulders stacking well above your pelvis, and then the other direction for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then let's bring the fingertips up onto the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, coming into pure Pilates side bend. So in a pure Pilates side bend, we do not float the hip in the opposite direction. You keep everything aiming to move the back, so the spine is laterally flexing left and right. Just finding a really calm, mindful pace. Just check in at this moment that your knees are not overlocked. Maybe just add that little tiny softening of the knees. So you've got long legs, but the knees are just relaxed inside those leg muscles. And then next time you come over to the right, reach both arms away. You can come into a kind of cactus position here, or you can extend those arms further. You might even want to drop an arm and go a little longer in that top arm. Just feel the space opening and then squeeze muscles back into the body to bring you back to perfect alignment. Okay, second side. It's really helpful to have a mirror, keeping that face forward, reaching away, cactus or further. Try not to let the arms round and pull you forward. Perhaps you'll want to extend further in the top arm. Breathing through all of those stronger sensations, coming back to center on the exhalation. And then we can place the weights or place the hands just on top of the head and take a few rotations here. If you're able to prioritize the rotation just in your thorax, so keeping that pelvis really steady, that is more mindful, takes a little bit more thought. And of course, important not to hold the breath. Now place your weights down carefully, and now bring the arms back. You can hold the sleeve of your jersey if you want to, or you can take the yoga practice one where you hook your thumbs together or lace the fingers together. So chest expand, stretch, just draw back, squeeze those upper arms to the midline, stand super tall, and breathe. And just feel really connected to the kind of stretch sensations opening up through the chest. This one works really well, of course, with a yoga belt or a strap or a Pilates band. So that would be maybe this position with the band between your palms, of course, and draw those shoulders down and out of the ears as you press back. We want to really about a minimum of 30 seconds in this type of position. Good. Okay, well done. Release, release, release. And then we're just going to come into one more of those knee bend positions. So center through the feet, hip or shoulder wide, sit deep or half or medium into that imaginary chair. Reach the arms forwards, collect your weights again if you wish to, Eleanor and Lisa, and then just open out. And release, and open. Exhale on the effort of really strengthening the back and pulling those arms apart. And then at the top now, hold at the top, pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 10, 9, 8, and 3, 2, 1, and then rise to stand. Ease out those shoulders, roll out the shoulders. Drop the chin to the chest and come into your Pilates roll down. Take a bit of time to really hang loose, let all the tissues of the back unravel. And then really deep hollow scoop of the belly as you rise up to stand. Restack the spine. And perhaps roll the shoulders forwards and backwards when you release. And then big circle overhead, maybe take the palms up into that diamond shape. Or reach up and away, coming into kind of a yogi stretch here. Lift the ribs away from the pelvis, bit of wiggling side to side. And then swing those arms off. And then again, swing up if you want to, and then exhale, Pilates roll down. Go with the breath, maybe breathe out through the mouth. Scoop that belly in. So let the abdominal strength allow you to restand. It's not that the back muscles aren't strong enough, it's just that you're partnering with those front muscles. So come down now onto mat-based. And we're going to start with an all fours today. So bring the palms underneath the shoulders. Knees, of course, aligned underneath parallel thighs and underneath those hips. And then draw the shoulders back and then begin to drop the torso and then press the trunk away. So this is a protract and a retract. When you drop that torso down, you're not fully collapsing. What you're doing is you're controlling the action. So as you kind of drop down, you'll feel your scapulae perhaps draw towards the midline. And then as you press away, the shoulder blades broaden out and you create that tabletop back. So the trunk itself moves, and of course the shoulders are also moving at the same time. Try not to just plop the belly down, so keep an eye on the sense of light tone through that midline. Now, once you've maintained and found the clarity of that tabletop back, and feel as well the connection from the armpits here, curl the toes, lift into your short plank, and then roll your spine. So essentially kind of like a cat-cow move in yoga. Tailbone rolls up, pelvis curls down, but you've got your knees lifted above the mat. You're really trying to roll that pelvis, rounding into that spinal flexion as you round, and then moving into the extension as the tail draws up towards the sky. You've got the knees above the mat. It's quite subtle, but it's finding that mobility while you're in your body weight strength. And then release the knees, release the tops of the feet, buttocks towards the heels. Take a lovely, delicious shell stretch, just lengthening out. And then slide your body forward, coming into a prone position, and lengthen legs away. And make sure that your pelvis is nice and level. So level pelvis. Reach your arms back with the palms facing down. And really glue them to the practice mat. Lengthen out the top of the neck, the top of the head, lengthen out through your crown. And as you reach both legs up, begin to start swimming the legs. So this is for back strength and of course for gluteal strength, and these, you feel it as well on your outside thighs. You may do. Remember to breathe. Pressing those palms, really press them into the mat earth there, and reach the fingers down towards the heels. Remember to breathe. After about a minute, maybe let go, take one cheek to the mat, take a breath or two, and just notice how you feel. Now re-lengthen your spine, re-lengthen your body, and bring your arms out to the side like a soft T shape. Clearly you can collect your weights if you wish to. And bring your legs together. So squeeze the legs together, let them float up towards the sky, and then lift the chest enough and float the arms away. Inhale as you exhale, sweep your arms back. And then release all efforts. And let's go again. So T-shaped arms. Squeeze the feet together, squeeze the legs together, lengthen the legs away from your midline, float the chest, head, neck, and then reach the arms. Be able to breathe, and then sweep your arms back. And as you rest, of course you might want to turn your cheek the other way. Now, if for any reason hugging the legs in towards each other is not right for you, take the next version, maybe with the legs hip wide. Remember, you're not looking forward with that face. You're lengthening the crown out of the spine. As you breathe, feel the muscles engage powerfully to support you, and then sweep your arms back. Maybe another breath cycle as you sustain the position. And then release efforts. Let go. Deep exhales. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press back. Kind of initially you'll be coming up to an all fours. And then maybe walk the hands towards the top of the mat. Reach out through powerful legs. And finding Pilates plank. But this can also be done with the knees down. And then leg pull plank. So this is like a slow swimming action. You're going to reach each leg away, point the toes, and try not to push that leg and hip up towards the sky. So maintaining that powerful alignment between the armpit and the hip. And the pelvis is not rocking from side to side. Pelvis is level. And obviously, you will find as many repetitions as you can without losing your form and function. On completion of your plank leg pull, come to sit and sweep your legs in front of you. And let's squeeze the inside legs together. Take a breath, reach the arms parallel to the earth. Arms facing up or down. And as you stack the shoulders above the hips, first of all, rotation. So sweep the left arm open to the left, look over to the left side, and then bring the arm up and overhead. Right arm opens you out. Look right, and then bring that right arm up and back to the front position. Full rotation, and sweep back. Release. Open twist and release. Last one. Sitting up really tall. Sometimes to sit really tall, of course, we need to be perched on the edge of our yoga block or a cushion. So make those adjustments as you need to, but also be clear that your sit bones are grounded evenly. And then slow centering, release to mat. So scooping the belly in, squeezing those inner legs, drawing yourself down to the mat with control and grounded through the earth. So Pilates neutral pelvis, spine is really elongated, back of the body is rounded. Let's float the knees above the hip, point the feet and toes, and just begin with heel or toe tap. Movement comes from your hip, so you're not just dropping the lower leg, and you're certainly not stamping the earth. Heel, toe, or whole foot kisses the earth, and you draw back with control, and you want to be really clear about the connection to those abdominals. Whole of the corset of muscles wrapping around your torso. And then if you want to, of course, curl up. You can reach your arms and your weights forwards. You can reach your arms and your weights up to the sky, or you can cradle the head. And if you can manage to extend that leg a little further away from your pelvis, that will of course be a challenge. As will pausing occasionally to curl up a little bit higher, reach around the legs if necessary, and then a double toe or heel tap. Squeezing those legs together, control it. Maybe try a few of the doubles. Remember that it's important not to be hanging those legs off of any of your back joints. So move back to your singles now, if you've tried a few of those sets of the doubles. And then bring the knees into the chest and allow a really lovely hip circle. So take the feet to semi-supine now, feet resting as if on thin ice. And fold the right thigh into the chest and glide your right leg up towards the sky. You might need to bend and lengthen a few times just to loosen out through that arrow leg. And you can also slide your left leg a little further away. So I'm going to move into Pilates single hip circle. So we're going to take the right leg across the body, down towards the bottom of the mat, rotate out and up. Now, all of this is trying to happen, of course, without any rocking on your pelvis. So it's a slowish, controlled motion. If you're happy to really anchor through that strong left leg, do so. After about 3 to 5 controlled circles, Move in the other direction. Shoulder blades are grounded. If you've got the head down, you're just gazing up to the sky. It's not necessarily the largest circle you can find. It's about controlling the energy of those hips and strengthening the muscles that support the hips. You might want to bring the knees into the chest for a moment. And let's just go through to that second side. So hold the left thigh into the chest, lengthen the leg a few times. Just give it a bit of loosening. You also might want to turn the ankle. Slide your right leg to a half leg or fully, and really check as you lift the head that your pelvis is even level and very grounded through the body. So lift towards the sky, leg comes across your midline, and then out turn the femur bone. Remember to keep noticing that you are breathing, actively staying present and mindful. 3 to 5 circles. Anti-clockwise and clockwise. And then again, when you feel happy with that and satisfied, bring the knees into the chest. And then align the knees. Again, we're going to squeeze the legs together. You can flex or point the feet. Maybe do another little set of ankle circles. And finding Pilates hip rolls. So open that chest. You can ground through the shoulders. And as the legs come over to one side, take a moment to pause. Actively engage the abdominals, connect to the core, and then squeeze and draw the legs back. The weight of those legs are the apparatus for this exercise movement. And even if you feel compelled to press through the arms, that's okay, as long as you can still feel the abdominals deeply wrapping and supporting the practice. Now, you can continue like that. Otherwise, collect your weights, bring the arms up to the sky. Now, as my legs move to the right, I'm going to move my arms over to the left. And it's just adding a little challenge, hovering and squeezing back. So it feels quite balancing. Legs go to the left, arms move to the right, head turns right, hold, pause, sustain, and return with control. It's really lovely. It works the oppositionals of hip to shoulder. And when your legs come back to the midline, reach the legs if you can a little longer, cradle the head, lift and curl, separate the feet, see if you can find that V stance, and then double legs lower. And then what we're going to do is open sweep back to sky. Exhale as the double legs lower to a place where you're not puffing and doming the belly and losing your form and technique. Point the toes and then sweep them out in a kind of double hip circle and draw them back. Sometimes I'm tempted to lower my legs a little bit too far. So, you know, you only in your practice know that when you've done it. When you've gone a little bit too far, you kind of know. So make sure you adjust and correct. And if you need to lay the head down, that's absolutely fine as well. Maybe make this one the last one of that double leg lowering, followed by that beautiful circular hip action. And bring the knees into the chest, hug, hug, hug. And then slide the legs long. Although semi-supine is, of course, an option. Point, flex the feet a few times. And then raise your weights or lace the hands together. Inhale as you exhale, curl up. And reach the arms to one side. And release. Inhale as you exhale, curl, lift head, neck and shoulders, and roll or reach the arms to one side. Again, finding those obliques. If the feet are grounding, the knees are bent, you might prefer that version. And if you've got your weights, obviously, just guiding them to the outside thighs. The legs are long, you might find that you can almost curl to sit and reach. So sort of almost coming into the advanced level Pilates roll up. Take a breath in as the weights come up to sky or your hands come up. And of course, exhale on the effort to squeeze and curl and lift. And then we're going to hug the knees into the chest. You can put your hands on the mat or you can just practice roll like a ball, trying to sit up as you curl up and leave those toes and feet away from the mat. And then allow the momentum to bring you back again. Rounding in the spine. It's kind of like making the body into a little egg shape. And then on this next one, can you find what looks a little bit more like yoga boat pose? Float the lower legs parallel to the earth. Bring your arms forward or out. Hold steady into that balance. And then as the feet come down, just take a forward, relaxing, folded position. Nod the head. Flex that spine. And then let's rise to stand. As you restack your spine, big arm circle, greet your day ahead. Exhale into that strong